Okay, so Kubo comes out of nowhere with a brand new chapter.
I'm home.
And a brand new arc. And it's about hell? Oh, hell yeah. Yes, people, so Bleach is back. Bleach's new one-shot was released this week, which celebrated its 20th anniversary, and surprise, surprise, not only do we get some wholesome fan service of adult Ichigo and the gang, but also a brand spanking new arc announcement centered around Hell, which has been a mysterious plot point ever since we saw those big-ass gates back in episode 5. So let's break down the important points of this special chapter. So we begin by following Ichigo's son Kazui as he does some kind of weird shit that isn't really explained, like ride this big ass koi fish that comes out of the sky.
Oh shit, what is that?
And also hangs out with some spirits. Kon also comes along to hang out with Kazui, but gets understandably freaked out when little Kazui starts casually opening portals to hell. Yeah. This is also the same portal to hell we see later in the chapter, and Kazui is just opening like it's nothing. Yeah, this kid is legit terrifying. I mean, like nightmare fuel. Not to mention, I think he also one-shotted or even absorbed Yuhabaha when he tried to return back in the last chapter of Bleach. So Ichigo-san is definitely going to have a very, very big role in this new arc, I think. Either he has unique powers that allow him to access Hell. What I think is actually even more likely is he's being manipulated by someone that's in Hell, and he doesn't know he's actually sending these poor spirits to the fiery underworld. Yeah, sorry bro. But if you look closely enough, you'll see that this portal Kazui summons actually has a mouth. And it actually speaks to him in the chapter, and it says, "Are you subscribed to the Tokyo Anime Zone? It's your #1 place to keep up to date with anime and manga content from Japan, so you should definitely consider subscribing and supporting the channel." Huh, what a weird thing to say, right? I don't know why I would say that, but yeah, I definitely said that in the chapter if you go back and look. But actually don't double check, it definitely said that, just take my word for it. Either way, we see a very similar eyeball to the one that Kazuri summons at the end of the chapter, when the eye starts to grow on like the Hell's Door skeleton after the ritual. It does seem like the ritual has started summoning something into the world of the living. If it's the same eye that we saw with Kazuri, it could even be whoever has been contacting him from Hell. You can also see the Hell's butterflies are present in the last panel of the chapter when we see the gate to Hell. So once again, it supplies a very strong connection between Kazuri and whatever is going on, because he also seems very connected to the Hell's butterflies. Another possibility is that it will summon the dead captains that have actually fallen into Hell. I mean, can you just imagine Ichigo trying to fight a dead Captain Ukitake who can use Bankai? Or even a Hell version of Yamamoto? I mean, that would be just absolutely nuts. Like, just balls to the walls, insane. Of course, the main villain of this new arc is lining up to be Zailaporo Grants, the former 8th Espada, who was actually, we found out according to the light novels, the original Espada Zero. So now, apparently, he has become the Warden of Hell and has these newfound Hell powers, which very closely resemble what we saw in the Bleach Hellverse movie, where these individuals in Hell are bound to these chains, and they can use these chains in battle, and you see them kind of stabbing Renji with these chains and kind of using to hold him down. But in between all of this, we get to see some very heartwarming interactions as well with everybody back in Soul Society. My man's Ikaku has started a sword training school, and Ichigo seems to be one of his students. We do get a hint from some dialogue between him and Ichigo that Ichigo and Kazuri have a pretty close relationship, so they must have hung out a good bit up until now in the story. Next we get to see a new and improved Mayuri, looking like
Wait till you see the
Yeah, looking kind of interesting. Yeah. Anyways, Pimp Mayuri, yeah, he is pimping. Anyways, pimping Mayuri informs the vice captains that it is time to begin the soul funeral ceremony, where a hollow is sacrificed in front of the grave of these extremely powerful individuals, which are typically captains. However, what's actually going on is that these captains have to be sent to Hell because they have extremely high spirit class, which indicates the density of the spiritual pressure within the Reishi. So basically how strong these individuals are. And once the captains actually find out that they've been sending their own comrades to Hell, everybody's just like, bruh. During the brief battle with the Hell Hollows, we also get a look at the two new vice captains of Squad 7 and Squad 8. And I especially like the design of the new vice captain Atao, the Mute. He seems very cool, and his power which seems to involve kind of summoning these origami paper that turns into animals. And we actually see him speaking to some animals when we first see him in Soul Society. And I thought it was a bit strange at first, but actually I do believe that he's speaking to his Zanpakuto in that scene, which I think is pretty cool, so I'm excited to see more from him. We also get to see my boy Akon.
Is that fucking Akon?
Who is now finally a vice captain of Squad 12, doing some crazy science shit. It looks awesome. He like melts this one hollow with its own blood after he adds some chemicals to it. Totally badass. Doesn't even need a sword. Typical science shit. I love it. But it does seem that the story is going to continue for at least a couple of more chapters. You know, it's really hard to say at this point if it's going to be a full-blown arc or not, or a continuation of the series. But damn, does it sure feel like it. I mean, with the setup of Xayalapodo coming into the picture, who we get a lot more background info on in the light novels, as well as finally introducing Hell fully, there just seems to be like tons of interesting content that Kubo Sensei has at his fingertips to play with right now. And I can even foresee something a bit like the Great Ninja War in Naruto, where, you know, these defeated enemies come back to life and fight again. I personally think this would be a fantastic chance to bring back some old Espada like Stark or like Ukiura, or even maybe see like some crazy matchups like Ukitake versus Kyoraku. So with all this potential in mind, I am so excited to see what Kubo can cook up with this new story. Not to mention, we still have all the Iran card that survived the war, and Chad and Udio also hanging around somewhere as well. But yeah, anyways, this has been Christian with the Tokyo Anime Zone. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out.